Coming out tonight on the Daily News, the ships come home with nearly 12,000 sailors, but a gray cloud is hanging over one of the ships.
I'm Laura Marquez, live in Portsmouth. City Council members are meeting at this hour to try to resolve the Bideaway Golf Club controversy. I'll have a live report.
And then there were two. Pat Robertson talks about Robert Dole's decision to quit the presidential race.
And a child's game perfected. We'll meet the local man who's so good he's going to perform at the White House. We'll have details next on the Daily News.
Announcing the continuation of the greatest Toyota sale ever on 16 car and truck models at participating Toyota dealers. Make your best deal, then get a $2,000 direct factory distributor rebate. Use it on your down payment or keep the cash. The greatest Toyota sale, the biggest Toyota rebate, 16 car and truck models. Rebate 88 continues. Get to your participating Toyota dealer before these great Toyota rebates crumble before your eyes.
Easter means special savings at S&K. Right now, we have Deansgate Navy Blazers on sale for just $79.97. Oxford Cloth Club Run dress shirts are on sale for only $14.97. Pure silk ties in lots of colors and patterns are only $9.99 a piece. And don't miss our linen blazers for just $79.95. We have almost as many colors as the Easter Bunny has eggs. S&K is on sale for Easter. See you there.
Janif, Hilltop North, Pembroke, Coliseum Crossing, Newmarket South, and Outlets Limited.
This is how most lenders see your home equity loan. First, they take out an appraisal fee, then an attorney's fee, recording fee, clerk's fee, and title insurance. They even dip in there to charge you for a credit report, so you don't get quite what you thought you were going to get. But with a home equity loan from Life Savings Bank, the deal is sweet and simple. What most lenders take away, we give you. The no closing cost fixed rate home equity loan from Life Savings Bank. Come see us and get the scoop.
WAVY TV 10.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Terry Zahn.
And I'm Diana Morgan. 12,000 sailors are back home in Hampton Roads tonight.
Diana, in all, 15 ships came home today. Encounters at sea and future confrontations at home made this coming home ritual just a little different than most. We have two reports tonight. The first from military reporter Art Franklin.
Sailors busy at work the night before the Coral Sea hits Pierside. In the dental lab, Edgar Baez works on a last-minute crown, thinking about the past 6 months.
Special occasions, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, my little girl's birthday, son's birth, of course. I look back at them and I wish I was there for all of them, of course.
Sailors say it's difficult to sleep during the final hours. Some try. Others spend their time nervously watching TV, never escaping visions of getting home.
I'm excited, overjoyed, ready to pull in.
While the eyes of the Coral Sea crew are looking homeward, other eyes are looking to put the ageless warrior to rest. Just last week, Senator Edward Kennedy said the Coral Sea and her sister ship, the Midway, should be decommissioned. The Coral Sea is due to be retired in 1997, the Midway in 1992. Both are more than 40 years old. Kennedy believes early retirements could save Uncle Sam at least $1.5 billion. The Coral Sea's commanding officer disagrees.
I think it's a terrible waste if you even think about mothballing the Coral Sea. We have such a tremendous asset here.
Kennedy's legislative aide visited the ship to check it out. Shortly after, so did the new Secretary of the Navy, William Ball III. There's no word on what either man discussed, and while bitter thoughts of Coral Sea's mothballing hangs in the air, the sweet reality of homecoming has already come. Aboard the USS Coral Sea, Art Franklin, The Daily News.
This is Frank Graff at Pier 10. The Aegis missile cruiser Yorktown sailed into the Norfolk naval base minutes behind the destroyer Karen, a close formation similar to that of February 12. Back then, two Russian warships bumped the Navy vessels out of Soviet territorial waters in the Black Sea. Carolyn Campbell brushed aside the superpower confrontation in the joy of homecoming. Brushed aside, but not forgotten.
I heard it on the news in the morning in California, and it just about flew out of my pants running downstairs to go to work.
There was nervous times and scary times. It wasn't too bad. It all depends on the individual, I guess.
This is Ira West's first glimpse of his baby daughter. No time for memories for a few minutes.
There was a person that said they were nervous, so I don't know, that something's wrong with them. You go out and look, I rush into the face, and he don't make no expression or nothing.
It was just below this deck roughly a month and a half ago that a Soviet frigate bumped the Yorktown while both were cruising the Black Sea. The damage and impact were slight. The repercussions were larger.
It's unsettling. You see a situation developing. My instructions were clear.
A sailor's video camera recorded the incident. Navy officials say the Soviets shadowed the Americans. When the Yorktown ventured within 10 miles of the Soviet coast, the Soviets gave warning, then acted.
As I was standing here, they came closer to us, and then they just bumped into us and then pulled away. We were just watching one another when they shouldered us.
It was a close encounter of the worst kind for the almost 700 sailors, a time when superpower relations become very real. At the Norfolk Naval Base, Frank Graff, The Daily News.
Of course, those weren't the only ships coming back home today. The others included the Manitowoc, the Shreveport and Seattle, the USS Nassau, the Briscoe and Claude V. Ricketts, the USS Barney, the Donald E. Beery, and the Ainsworth. All of those ships docked at the Norfolk Naval Base. They started arriving early, around 7 a.m., and the final ship got in just a few hours ago.
The Portsmouth City Council says it may take Chandler Harper to court over the Bidewee Golf Course controversy. The council thought the issue of racial discrimination had been solved last month when Harper agreed to open the club to the public on March 1st. But of course that date has come and gone, and the club is still private. Laura Marquez joins us now from the City Council chambers where members are meeting behind closed doors. Laura, any word from them yet?
Not yet, Terry. Now, just about an hour ago, council members met in the chambers just behind me and voted to go into closed session. The reason, to discuss with City Attorney Steve Lieberman the legal aspects of the Bidewee tract. Now, Harper goes ahead and rents that property for $300 a month, and last month the city agreed to let him continue operation as long as he opened the course to the public by March 1st and put an anti-discriminatory clause in club members' contracts. But last week, Harper said members would not agree to any such provision, and he says that the reason that the club's not open yet is because he's still waiting for his liquor license. But as it turns out, Harper just applied for that license just recently. Now, the black community says that Harper is stalling, and they want the city to end their contract with him immediately and to kick Harper out. But that is unlikely because Harper's lease goes until 1992, and he is sure to tie up in court any kind of legal action that is taken to try to end that lease. Now, the city may go ahead and decide to take some kind of action tonight. The only way they can do that is in a public session, and they will decide after the closed session whether to go ahead and do that. And we will, of course, bring you that at 11 o'clock. Terry.
Look forward to your report, Laura. Laura, thank you. Laura Marquez reporting live tonight from Portsmouth City Council chambers. Diana?
The man many consider the early favorite for the Republican presidential nomination dropped out of the race today. Kansas Senator Bob Dole, whose campaign ran into trouble after a weak showing in a New Hampshire primary, says it's a foregone conclusion that George Bush will get the nomination. Dole dropped out while voters in Connecticut were still casting ballots in today's primary. Dole says he'll return to the U.S. Senate, where he serves as minority leader. And late today, Pat Robertson told reporters that he is disappointed that Dole dropped out of the race. Robertson says Dole is a magnificent competitor.
I admire him for a race well run. Of course, I'm going to do everything I can to support his ambition to become the majority leader of the United States Senate. We need a Republican majority in the Senate and a Republican majority in the House of Representatives. And of course,
Robertson's plans are to stay in that race until the August National Convention. Robertson says he's not likely to accept a vice presidential bid from George Bush, even if it's offered. Well, wouldn't it be nice to discover that you had some long-forgotten money coming your way?
Boy, I'll say, when we come back, we'll check in with Arthur Fennell and 10 on your side. Who knows, he might have your name this week.
The new Hyundai Excel GS is a great car for a quiet afternoon drive. There's a standard stereo sound system for people who appreciate fine music. The special alloy wheels will elicit the praise of the most critical aficionado.
Nice wheels.
And with front-wheel drive and contoured sports seats, you can ride in comfort while enjoying the scenery. In fact, the Hyundai Excel is the perfect car to take for a quiet picnic on the beach. Hyundai, cars that make sense.
Saturday morning, USA. Time to change your oil to this.
Go with the flow. Superflow.
Superflow motor oil from Exxon.
People who know, go Superflow.
Hey, this Superflow is great stuff for blocking wear. Its wear band additive gets deep inside your engine and actually coats the moving parts.
Protects your engine's performance and it shows.
Look, want your engine to last?
Go with the flow.
That is our report for now. Tomorrow on the Daily News at 6, Andy Fox begins a series of reports on unsolved murders in Hampton Roads. We hope you'll join us. Have a good week. Good night.
Toyota Tercel. The bottom line for '89 is economy. You get 11 Tercel models under $9,000 and prices start at just $60,000.